VJ.
It's Jane.
And this is
A Sip
and a Shot. Woo, 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 woo. We are back with Killer Kels.
Yeah.
I know I call her that, but Kelly. She's back for part 2 of our anniversary because, you know, it was so much to cover in that one episode. Before we get into that, let's do our drinks, y'all. We are doing a skinny margarita. Oh.
No. The shot
Sorry.
is...
I just been staring at the margarita like, oh, I can't wait. The shot is called Kells 2.0. This has rum, orange juice.
Fresh orange juice
and fresh lime juice. Shaken up. And we're going to like hope for the best.
Yeah. No sugars.
No sugar. At all. Just the rum.
Just juice. Just
and
natural.
it's light rum.
Yes.
So.
Light rum.
Cheers to the good.
Cheers to the bad.
Cheers to all the things we wish we had. Yay. Nervous.
That's an experience. It's not bad. It's just tart. It doesn't have much flavor to it.
It just feels like a straight rum shot with a little bit of
like a little water and lime juice.
You alright?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And for our sip, we have a skinny margarita, which is tequila, agave, syrup, fresh orange juice in place of the triple sec, and a little fresh lime juice.
Yes. That is not. Oh, that is just wrong.
Yeah.
What a time we're having today.
Well, I'm like so nervous.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Did I give you a straw? Okay.
Yeah.
You okay?
It's the shot in a glass.
Yes, pretty
Yeah,
much. That's what
basically.
it feels like. Yeah. I
Just
told
with
you.
tequila.
Yeah.
Should have added more orange juice. Or like, this might be I don't know which way this episode's gonna go.
I don't either.
But Kelly's in charge, so hopefully that steers us in a good direction. If it's just the two of us, it might be problematic.
I'm so nervous.
Definitely.
Wow.
Okay, so full control. Kelly, you got it.
Okay.
Take it away, girl.
Thanks. First of all, thanks for having me back. I had so much fun last time. And then they had me back because there's so much to cover, but then also, this is my fault for not paying attention to details, but I thought that I was coming for the end of season 2 and not the 1-year anniversary. So that was like my mindset. It wasn't on the 1-year anniversary. So I'm really glad to be back.
Okay, for those, I think we like might kill our guest unintentionally.
Yeah, no, the drink is great. I grew up with a severe allergy to citrus, and I think they shopped for anything labeled citrus that they could find, and then fresh squeezed it into the drink.
Yeah.
It didn't. I didn't even think. Don't drink any more of that. We will make you a new drink.
No.
Don't drink any more.
The water helps. It's just a slight tongue itch. It's really not that bad. As soon as I had the water, it goes away.
Don't drink any more.
No.
Of that. We will make you a different drink because we have soda water. We can make something really clean, tequila based, and we have limes.
What's
Lime.
my name? Wait, hold on. What's my name?
Killer Kells.
All right.
What you
So
do?
We don't want to be killers.
I'm good. I promise. I got water right here. If I just sip and sip, I'm gonna be perfectly fine. I promise. I'm gonna be really good.
I just didn't want this to be her like one drink with us.
No. It's fine. No, it's not bad at all.
How did we not? I don't know how we missed that because the first one we were like no citrus at all,
Hard.
and I don't know why orange didn't like
Click.
But I want to stick with this drink because this is so embarrassing to say, but I actually feel it a little bit already. Oh, I don't know if it's the drink. I forgot I had the shot. So I want to stick with it because I think this is going to be a good one.
I feel it too, so you're not
Okay.
wrong.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that.
terrified.
So
Okay, go for it.
moving right along, just one more quick sip of water and I'm going to be ready for this interview.
Her husband's never gonna let her come back
Oh,
over
it's-
here.
Downhill so quickly.
Okay, so real quick, this is so random, but I was listening to an episode Jamie Oh man, I think it was the natural hair journey one.
Okay.
And you said you and your mom got Mexican food in Laurel. Where did you all go? Was it Cheetos?
Yes.
Okay, I love Cheetos. I'm just
Yes.
wondering. I want to
I've
see.
never been there before, but my mom loves it.
You don't live in Laurel though, do you?
No.
Okay.
She went with her coworkers,
Okay.
and she was like, "Let's go get Mexican food.
I
Let's
know.
go to Cheetos." And I was like, "I've never heard of that place before," but okay,
Was it good?
it was good.
It was so good.
Yeah,
I
she
love
said
Cheetos.
she usually gets like their seafood dish, and she didn't get it that time. She was like,
Okay.
"That's banging, the salmon something,"
Mhm.
but like it was okay.
Okay.
Experience.
I
The drinks were
went
good.
Yeah, I haven't had drinks from there, but I had food from there, and I thought it was good. But so
Is it
another.
like authentic Mexican?
I see. I'm not a big foodie person, so I'm very easy to impress. So to me, yes. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Is it like Chevy's or is it like
No,
don't think
less
Chevy's.
Chevys.
less Chevy's?
Less
more
Chevys,
like
more
Uncle Julio?
like Mi Hacienda used to be when it was out here.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
I don't think I lived out here with me.
I've never heard of
Me
it.
neither.
It was the best Mexican food. It
Are they
right
located
in that-
anywhere else?
Nope.
No.
Shut down. And when I say authentic, it was like goat cheese and like it was
Oh.
so bomb. We would just get carry out and be there all the time. And then it closed sadly and didn't reopen anywhere.
COVID or pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID.
Oh, it had nothing to do with
Yeah,
COVID.
everybody was just hurt. I saw people like on Instagram being like, so they just gonna leave?
Yeah.
Y'all just gonna leave?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
so I'm in a different area now, and I'm moving back out this way. And one of my fears is that it's like nothing exciting
Exciting.
out here.
Mhm.
That makes me really
Is
nervous.
Laurel? Does Laurel have a lot?
So like I said, I can't remember how I was talking. We were talking about Neos. What I like about Laurel is it's not the city, but it gives you a slight city feel,
Mhm.
just enough,
Right.
just enough to like
There's a lot of stuff.
satisfy
over
that.
there.
It is.
There's a ton of stuff.
Because I'm thinking about, because I grew up in the area, and we would always go to Laurel, but I'm like, Veronica, when you grew up, it was the mall, like Laurel Mall,
Yeah.
Okay.
but not, now I'm thinking they have that whole town center over there, which is what Bowie Town Center used to be like, but Bowie Town Center's not like that
Not
anymore.
like that
No.
anymore at all.
Like, they have one kind of big, one or two big places, but
And I never went to Laurel when I lived out here,
Mhm.
so it's like new to me too.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this new?
Yeah.
yes.
That is nice.
It's throwing me off in the camera.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? But it's not, it's coming together. I'm like
Yeah.
figuring some stuff out. I
That's
was like,
nice.
I want to create a vibe, because I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Like an LED, maybe, like, because my mom was like, well, what do you, I was looking for lighting to go either behind it or next to it. She's like, well, what do you need lighting for?
Yeah.
Because you want
Because
it.
it's lighting.
It's lighting.
Just
It's
to,
light.
like, if I'm out and I come home late, then that's already on, you know, kind of
I
welcome me
love
home.
mirrors on walls. I feel like they really opened up the space.
Yeah.
Cute.
This is really nice.
Yeah,
I like
IKEA. I just have to put them up now.
Yeah.
I put up everything else in this house. I just have to put those up.
You can get your brother to help.
Yeah, he helped me buy them.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just like, all right.
Shout out to my young king. He's awesome.
Yeah, he
He's
helped
great.
me get them.
I love hearing you talk about y'all's relationship now. I really do. Not that it was ever not an awesome relationship, but it's just like
It's grown.
it's grown so.
Because when you met him, when y'all met him, he was 15.
Wow.
You was a
Yeah,
baby.
because I was 18, so like 15, 16.
Okay.
He was our, now he's a grown man, like for real. It
Yeah.
reminds me of you and Kevin.
Yeah, and
She
I
has an older
appreciate
brother.
that. Yeah,
Like,
I appreciate that.
That dynamic
Yeah.
reminds, like, because we put Kevin through some
I was sitting here trying not to even laugh
Sorry.
at some of the stuff
We put Kevin through some stuff.
I
And he was
know.
just like, I don't know why I keep going out with y'all. like, we don't either.
Whenever Kevin hears that VJ's going to be in an event, his like whole mindset goes to survival mode. And it's even to this day, I'm like, VJ is not. Wow, she's not crazy.
I'm dying.
But he just thinks that you are just so awesome. He loves watching your videos. He thinks you are such an old soul who doesn't quite realize how old she is. He loves watching your videos.
That's the best
He be
way to
sending
put
me
it.
your videos.
Such a good way to put it.
Yes.
Such a good way to put it.
So I have a follow-on question when I asked about your restaurant in Laurel. So we're all 30 now, right?
Yes.
Yes, we're all 30. And I know for me, growing up in the 20s, the spot to be was DC and specifically U Street.
Mm-hmm.
What are us 30-year-olds doing now? Where are we going? Is it still DC? Are we venturing out to like Northern Virginia? Are we going up to the harbor in Baltimore? Where are the spots now?
Girl, I don't know.
I don't know. I be waiting on y'all. Well,
Really?
I will say I still go to U Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's like not even post, but like COVID.
Yeah.
So I do more so dinner on U Street.
Right.
But if I can be on my way home by about 11.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't done a 1 a.m., 2 a.m. U Street in a minute.
Okay.
I would say DC has, I mean, it's probably still DC, but DC has a lot of, like, rooftops, like, Wild Days.
Yeah.
Is a good, like, older, not, like, 21-year-old, but it's, like, they had good music.
Where is Wild Days?
On K Street at the Eaton Hotel.
Oh, K Street.
K Street is, okay, I know where Wild is. We've been there.
Before.
The Wharf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the Wharf.
I'm trying to find places other than U Street. That's my question.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Wharf. It's a lot of, like,
I feel like I haven't
classier bars now. I feel like I don't know if it's 30 or we're kind of just like, oh, there's a new restaurant. Let me go to dinner.
Yeah.
Rather than like, let me go party. So it's like I can go to dinner and decide what I want to do. Like last time we went to dinner and then went to another restaurant for dessert and sat there for hours. And it was just like, great time.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Because the older we get, and I don't know if y'all think about this, but when we were younger, we would go out in our 4 or 5 inch heels and like just be walking around. At this age, I don't want to wear 4 or 5 inch heels. I'm good with a 3.5, 4 on a good day. But I need to find parking right there.
Right
I'm not tromping through the city.
If I can wear my sandals or sneakers.
Or Crocs.
Or Crocs.
Places. Then
it's so important to be comfortable now.
And I want a table. And I feel like we were spoiled because we knew a lot of people, but we didn't have to like wait in lines at parties.
No.
We didn't have to like we had a table.
No.
So
but a lot of that also came with just being pretty woman too. Like even if we went somewhere and didn't know people, 9 times out of 10, we weren't gonna wait in a line.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Nice. Pays to be cute.
Yeah, nice and cute. Those are the two. Okay, so 1 year anniversary. I think the first thing that I want to do, I have something that I want to discuss that I thought about bringing up last time, but I was like, no, I don't want to sound like I'm so out of touch with this generation, but y'all talked about it on Women Are Trash, so I definitely want to bring it up.
Okay.
And then I just have some questions about being a young Black business owner that I really want to get you all's insight and your guidance on. And then something that I want to clear up, and I think I'll start with the clearing up. I think that'd be a good place to start. So, season 1, you all, was it a specific Halloween? It was a Halloween episode.
Yeah, clear it up.
I couldn't remember if that conversation just like randomly happened or if it was a Halloween episode.
It was a Halloween episode.
So Veronica is one of the most chill, like upbeat, laid back people ever. But it was like a very aggressive air about her when she started this episode. And I was wondering, like, what is she going to talk about?
Yeah.
I had no idea where this is going. So she talks, and Jamie has said to me before that they try not to mention names. But I was floored to hear my full government name on a second shot.
You and me both.
Floored.
You and me both.
So we never discussed it. We never talked about it.
Okay, so this is, and I'm not going to recap the whole story, but this is what year in college?
2012.
Were we old enough to, were we 21?
It was 2011 because I was still with my ex, and it was the Halloween. We had just moved into the apartment, so it was that October.
Okay.
Halloween day, October 31st, 2011.
So 2011, I was 20, I was 21.
You were 20.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
you were 20.
2012 is
when everyone turned 21.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And that's where things got dirty.
So we're 20 years old, so you know we're not babies anymore. We're not little girls. We're kind of slowly transitioning into adulthood.
Okay.
I'm gonna frame this the way I want to frame it because this is my truth.
Okay.
I had to sit on this for months.
You running the show
Perfect.
today.
So, were you in the apartments at this time? You were already living in your apartment? Okay, but you didn't come with us, so you didn't see us that night. That's fine. So,
were you with Ty? I think she was. Yeah, she was in the house.
You and I
had my because you told me you were bringing Kevin's helmet.
Oh, so you were there?
She was at the apartment.
At the apartment?
Yeah.
Did you see any of us other than Veronica?
No.
You didn't? Okay, that's fine. That's fair. So, 2011, so we're 20 years old, right? You know, we're coming into our womanhood at this point. We're starting to figure things out a little bit. I hit up Veronica, and I'm like, hey, I want to go trick-or-treating. I want to just kind of put a disclaimer right here that how you took trick-or-treating and how I took trick-or-treating were two different things. Trick-or-treating means a lot to other people. You was looking for candy, I was looking for men. That's just what now listen, I understand you in a relationship And you have to understand, like, this is VJ, but at the time, it was Veronica in 2011.
And there's a difference.
It's a huge difference. So I think that was the first misunderstanding, is that I used a term that we didn't have a clear definition about.
Kelly, you told me that we were going to a neighborhood by the Target because they know that college students have late classes, so they're going to keep their lights on for us to get candy.
So let's hypothetically, let's say that that's true.
Okay.
Let's say that's true. Let me ask you something, Jamie. You at the time were 20. Okay, so you're in the same journey that we all are. You're transitioning into womanhood. You're identifying yourself as a woman. If your friends show up, I had on a very cute Batman costume, some little shorts. It was a black swan there with her butt all the way out. I really don't even remember any other costumes.
That's but everyone was in the car.
Listen, just let me finish my truth, because you had your time. I just want to know, Jamie, like, at any point, would you maybe consider, maybe we aren't ringing doorbells to get candy?
Probably with those outfits. Not gonna lie.
We were in a rush because y'all didn't even get out the car. Like, you came, you made a U-turn.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember this.
Okay,
so.
we just popped in the car, and the black swan was in the trunk so that I could. She was, and Key asked me if I was supposed to be going this radio. We're not gonna act like we don't remember, because everyone had on coats because it's October and cold.
Okay, so that sounds like something Kiana would say, but to my defense, I had no idea what radio was or who it was until I looked it up later. So I don't understand that. So the first misunderstanding we already cleared up. I used a term that we weren't clear on the definition.
Fair.
The second misunderstanding is I thought that when you saw fully beat faces and bottles, I'm sure we pre-gamed. We had to have pre-gamed.
I don't think the pregame didn't start because we had a 45-minute trip to DC. We're not going to forget that we were in Southwest DC. That wasn't going up the street 15 minutes, 20 minutes top.
At what point did you realize we weren't doing your definition of trick-or-treating?
When you took the wrong exit. And I was like, hey, Kels, we're supposed to be going like up towards Towson Boulevard. And this says to DC, Washington, DC. And you said, I didn't know how to tell you this, but we're not going trick-or-treating. We're going to
I might have to talk to some people, because that doesn't sound like how I think it went down.
Oh, okay. I know we were on a highway when I figured out.
Well, we had to be on a highway to go to DC.
When I figured out we were no longer, not even no longer, it wasn't even in the plan. And everybody did the plan except me. And you said, I really wanted you to go, and I know it's a weekday, and you might not have gone.
So I just have a couple follow-up questions.
Okay.
The first one is, everyone was apparently in on this alleged plan, except you, right?
Yes.
Is anyone else being held to the same level of accountability as you are holding me? And if not,
no.
Why?
Because it was your plan. Everybody,
I didn't know that. Or was I the only one with enough kahunas?
You were the only one that drove. It was your
I was the only one with a truck, and we had to put the swan in the trunk, like you just said. I was the only one with a truck. Okay, so number one is I have been held at a much higher level of accountability. I was, to this day, 10 years later.
And I think it was only because how the night ended. And at the time, I wasn't even drinking.
Now, that's a fair point. That probably was not the most fun experience if you had to experience it.
And I think the other sorority there wanted to fight us because you were super cool with the DJ. And little did they know, we cared not about the DJ. They kept like strolling right in front of us.
Dang, you weren't drinking, because my next question was, did you enjoy yourself?
It was a blast. Especially when I got elbowed out of the way by Jiva.
Okay.
It was seeing like 45-year-old men offer my friends drinks and me asking like, so how old are your kids? And then telling me they were like 13 or 14 years old. That was great. The DJ was bomb. His music was popping.
Okay.
The only downside is another fraternity wasn't there. If another fraternity was there, maybe back in
No,
that
not
day.
then. Nothing.
It was fun to be out. It made for memory.
Okay.
I will say that definitely made for memory.
Clearly.
The Swan ended up spending the night. Apparently, I thought she was on the couch the whole time. She had walked into Ty's room and got in Ty's bed. Yup. Yup.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Dang. And then for those who don't know, the Swan is a friend of a friend, an extension. So she didn't belong in Ty's room.
No.
She belonged in your house.
We didn't know where else to put her. We had nowhere else to put her because everyone else had other plans for the evening.
That's messed up. You got invited out, and then everybody had other plans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
For the evening. It's okay.
That's not right.
I feel like I made up for it
Okay.
in 2012.
You
I really made
you don't
up
have to
for
pay
it.
me back for anything, but you made up for it.
I made up for it.
Okay.
I made up for it.
So I appreciate the opportunity to come on this show and set some things straight. Not everything has been set straight, but I just want to know, do you think that you were a little unfair in labeling me as a kidnapper? All things considered. A little unfair.
What would be a better name? Because I remember like being on the phone with my ex and telling him I've been kidnapped. And he said, well, where are you going? I said, no clue. Because they won't tell me. They said, we're just going to a party in DC. I didn't know which party we were going to until we walked in.
But I think that was a pivotal point for our relationship.
It definitely took it up a notch. I'm not mad at it. It made for like a great, when I think about it, it was like forewarning of the things to come.
You definitely got to peek into the future.
Yeah, it was definitely a peek into the future.
What was gonna go down?
I'm not mad at it.
So
I was kidnapped though. I don't know how you want me to change that.
And you need to talk to the girls who did that. Because that's not right. If you feel like you were kidnapped, you need to speak to whoever did that.
I should also blame Kevin because he gave you the helmet for me to wear. And I didn't even wear the helmet. Because I thought we were
What did you have on? A Redskins jersey?
I had a Redskins jersey on and like boot cut jeans and I think some Uggs. Because I'm like, I want to be warm while we're walking. I wasn't even like super cute.
Well, I apologize for that.
Oh, okay.
That I will say that I was wrong in not making sure that you understood how you should have looked.
Okay.
Now, again, I never met a 20-year-old who really thought we were going trick-or-treating in a white neighborhood.
In a white
neighborhood.
Going to a white school, that wasn't like uncommon.
Okay.
Who trick-or-treated?
The white kids.
You know this for a fact? Or like?
Yeah, I worked in the dorms and I would see them walk out. And sometimes they would be headed to parties. Granted. But yeah, they would trick-or-treat.
But I mean, how do you know that? Like you asked them, like, you going trick-or-treating?
Yeah.
And they said yes.
And they said, yes. Seriously, not sarcastically, yes?
Yes.
And you do understand.
And after they went trick-or-treating, then they would go to like a party, but they
you
started
do
their night out
understand
early.
very clearly that when a black woman says we're going trick-or-treating, she's talking about for men. When a white person says we're going trick-or-treating, they're talking about for drugs. It's never about candy. That's just what I want you to understand. Because you're putting a little bit too much of this on me. It's never about candy.
Not
Kelly, when you say
16 years old.
They know this is a college town, so they know that people are gonna be coming a little later. I don't know why I trusted my friends to tell me the truth.
Kelly can sell a lot of things.
Thank you.
So you can sell a lot.
Thank you.
And if that was great forewarning for
a lot of things. After that, I was down for whatever. Was I not?
You were.
I was ready and down for whatever.
Whatever. And I always tried to make sure we had a good time.
And that we did.
Any means necessary. And it's been a lot of means.
You were like, I just knew you would say no to going.
I did.
And it was like a Wednesday. I think I looked it up on the
It was a weeknight.
I was like, I knew you weren't going to come out. And I was like, no, it'll be great. Like, I'll be home by 10, 11 o'clock at the latest. But what I should have known when we were supposed to be there like 9, and it's like 10.
Okay.
I was like, Kels, they're going to be like, we're not going to get any candy.
I want to go on record and then just formally apologize for any misunderstandings that took place with that whole situation.
Okay.
I've always just wanted you around.
It's appreciated.
Okay.
It's appreciated.
Okay. So thank you for...
That's how we got comfortable going to like bars and Uggs and sweaters and velour, not velour suits, but it was fine.
Well, I appreciate you revoking, that might be the wrong word, kidnapper, and going on record and saying you didn't mean to use that word. So I'm glad that we were able to find common ground today. Next. thing I have to look at my notes for this. Where is this? Jamie said.
You know, everybody has like been trying to
what?
Debate that story, and I was like, funny thing. Everybody else was in on it except me. And then remember, oh no, you don't. But Kiana like pushed the black swan.
I heard about that. I've been hearing about that. That I know happened. Did she get hurt?
She woke up the next morning.
She wasn't scratched up? Because I heard she like hit the pavement.
She hit the pavement. I think she had a bruise. It was no throw up in your car.
Y'all looked out.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Okay. So next, so like I said, when I was here last time, it was a topic that, actually I've been wanting to email you all this topic, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, just relax. Like, just be young. And then when I was here, I didn't bring it up because we talked about so many other things. And then I listened to Women Are Trash. And I don't even remember the segue into this comment. I think you all were talking about a woman who went on a date. Or a man was gonna take her on a date to an expensive restaurant. Or no, she wanted to go to Peaches
restaurant. Yeah.
Peaches, right? So that was that conversation. And then Jamie was about to explain something, and she said, "We have to understand that we live in an age with a very abnormal group of young ladies." Those were your words, and I totally agree with that. And here's the question I have for you all. And this is where I feel like sometimes I'm just being a prude. I'm just being too old. You also mentioned later that you think you're too old for social media.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that. I follow a lot of younger women on social media as they cross into a certain sorority. I follow them because I'm in the same chapter. It is the new wave to be on social media half naked. You have to post pictures in thong bikinis with your butt out. You have to have on sheer or like lace tops with your nipples showing. I personally don't understand it, but it's always tied to like this idea of woman empowerment and loving your body and embracing your sexuality. I feel like the lines are getting blurred there, and then sometimes it's taken too far, or people are using that as an excuse to just be very raunchy.
Yeah.
Am I just being old and not understanding that this is just how things are done now? What are your thoughts on, and I don't even know if you all are following people who are always just half naked all the time. Like, I don't understand it.
Go ahead.
I don't follow a lot of young. If I follow somebody that's younger, it's usually one of my sister's friends.
That's
and
like
they're
one-offs.
Yeah, it's like one-offs. Like, oh, you're a sweet little baby, and they're not half naked usually. But I think it's weird. It's a lot, but I think we also didn't really have social media like they have social media.
Okay.
I mean, granted, we weren't half naked. Like, we were in short skirts, or it might be a revealing top, but nothing too crazy. We could see nips and all of that.
Yeah.
But I do think because of where style is now, like if you look at
so it has to do with style. Okay.
The people that are the popular influencers. I'll say influencers.
So this isn't even showing the whole thing, but this young lady had a birthday celebration at her apartment complex. So I wish I could really show you the back of this outfit, but it's just all cheeks.
Yeah, that's how the influencers dress.
Oh, okay.
And
that's what I was gonna think. We don't live like when I'm gonna use Kim Kardashian as an example. When she first came out, she was scantily clad, but it was not to the degree
that things are now.
Okay.
And then we didn't have social media. I think our like places to shop also was like Deb. Like I remember going to parties like Deb, Forever 21.
High school, Deb. Yes.
Yeah, high school was Deb.
Yeah.
College, not Deb.
Yeah,
we actually dressed cute. Okay.
That freshman year was like hit or miss.
Yeah, freshman year was definitely hit or miss.
In my liquid leggings. But I don't know. I think part of it, I think there's a root. I'm not sure it's all the roots. There's a root in women empowerment in it. Just because if you think about like the 40s and the 50s and what women wear and don't wear, how they dress and how they conduct themselves is always on such a judgmental scale, like platform, like, oh, why is she wearing that, and like looking at differently. But I don't think it's that. I really think it's your desire to have attention. And this generation, although our generation and the next generation is the most educated generation. They have great job opportunities.
Most small
businesses, most like influence as far as social media is concerned. But they don't have that. If you also go places, no one talks to each other.
Yeah.
Which is very different from when we were younger. Me and Kels would joke like tic-tac-toe. Just like we would go everywhere, but when you go out and you see these people, they don't know how to converse, and the only way to get any kind of attention is to be, just have your ass out. And then it's a lot of single women. Back in our day, it was like you wanted to be in a relationship. You wanted to have someone you're talking to. You might not tell anyone. Yeah. So you're saving that for him. And now women are staying single longer. And they don't want
choice,
to.
Or
I think it's a bit of both. Okay. Some of it's by choice. Other is
who knows.
Men don't necessarily want to be they don't have to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation, because I have a guy tell me why black men of a certain caliber don't have to be in a relationship. Girl, yes. It was interesting. He wasn't wrong. It was interesting.
Really?
I don't think. Well, I'll just tell you. So he said, you got to think about it. An educated man has his own place, has his own car, doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have to, has a good job, with a retirement, is making money. He doesn't have to quote unquote settle down, especially in that mid-20s.
Oh, okay, because you said retirement, so I was wondering if you were talking about older.
No, but you paying into a 401k, you have life insurance kind of thing.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have, we don't have to be in a serious relationship, because there are a lot of women who are educated, who have their own place, who have their own car, who have this, that, and the third, and they're looking for men that do that. And because there's so few men, quote unquote, then they, they'll let some things go.
But that just sounds like a man who just isn't ready or doesn't want a relationship.
That too.
I was like, men never had to settle down.
Yeah.
Like, women had to settle down, but men never had to settle down.
No.
So I don't. Okay.
When he said it, I was like, okay. This, as long as.
Is he one of these men that he speaks of who he has?
Yes, he was.
Oh, was. Okay.
Yeah, he's in a relationship.
So what made him get in a relationship?
I didn't ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for the single woman who might be out here dressed in such a provocative manner.
I'm trying to think, would she wear that to U Street?
Well, I don't know. Do you remember? I went to this brunch, 2 weeks ago, and I shouldn't have done this. But I sent you all a picture of a young lady who was in just a fishnet dress with a thong, and it was at an outdoor brunch. Oh. So I mean, that's what I'm confused.
It's the style now. Like, if you look at people like Ari Fletcher or Jada, or the influencers that are young, black, rich girls, that's how they dress going out to parties. And it's like, if you look up to somebody that is doing what they want to do, has the money to do what they want to do, that's what you're going to emulate. We didn't have people like that to emulate necessarily. I'm sure you could find somebody when we were growing up.
Because I'm even thinking about
20.
Beyonce.
And she don't dress like that unless she on stage.
Yeah.
I was like, and then even with Beyonce, as she got older, I think whenever she dropped her own album in the middle of the night, 2012, self-titled. That's the first time that people saw her as a sexual person, and it was kind of that was a lot and shocking for the world.
But then again, she was a married woman who had a child, and so and a lot of married women and who just had their child speak of a different freedom and openness. And I think women now are trying to take some of that. I know sometimes I just want my show a little cleavage, and I'm like, ooh girl, this is a little risque. But when you think about some of that stuff, and then I wonder how they feel about being approached by men, or is this why men don't approach women? Because on TikTok there's all this stuff about how men like to be approached by women, because they've been rejected so much. And I'm not to say, I don't want to say how you dress, gets a type of attention, gets a certain type of attention, but it does.
It definitely does.
Realistic.
It definitely does. So I guess that was going to be my next question too, because I'm married, and I've shown my husband some of these pictures before. And he has said, well, if this was how you presented yourself, I would have never pursued you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is it unfair for me? Is it unfair for men to feel like they can approach a woman a certain way based on how she's dressed? And I think that's where we get into the, I don't want to call it slut shaming, but it is almost slut shaming a little bit. I mean, it's weird. Like, if you got your whole butt out.
What is the expectation?
That's what I'm trying to figure
out. And then, are you upset when someone doesn't approach you? Because you're dressing that way for attention. Like, you're for some type of attention.
Have to be.
I think it's as I feel like people should not approach you whether you're dressed any type of way disrespectfully. I'll just say that. Mm-hmm. You should treat everybody with respect no matter what the fuck they got on.
I agree with that.
But I think I don't know that they care if somebody, like, whether or not they get hit on. I just think about, like, the whole sneaky link thing, like how popular it is on TikTok to show what you look like before you go sleep with somebody, and then what you look like after you sleep with somebody. Mm-hmm. There's a trend on TikTok where it's like before the sneaky link, and it's like they look cute, they got eyelashes on, they have makeup on, their hair is cute, and then they post after.
They post their walk of shame.
Their drive of shame, them coming back in the house, and they're like giggling, eyelash half off, hair all over the place. And I'm like, I don't know that if we ever had social media, would we ever do that in college?
Never.
But it's a situation where it's kind of, I think, because they're so influenced by, like, their entire life has been based off of a like. Mm-hmm. We didn't grow up like that. We had internet halfway through, and then it was like, okay, now other people can see things, but it's like, oh, don't put this online, or we had MySpace and you're designing your page, and that was the cool thing, like what music you have. Right. But for them, they've always had Facebook. They've always had Instagram. They've, like, Snapchat's the thing to be on for a certain age group. So now it's like, if you don't have likes, which is why Instagram is trying to change the whole like format, then your value is not the same as somebody else. Where we had to be like, if you're not a good person or sociable, then that's how your life is. Like, it's closed off. It's weird.
It's scary, and it, like, you think about the kids nowadays and whether or not you want your kid to be on social media. And because I know our friend, she didn't want her daughter on social media for like a certain time frame, and we were like, okay, like, that's fine. But it's like, I don't want her first thing to be on social media. Like, I want to get to know her. But I think about having teenagers, because social media is not going anywhere.
No.
And I think about, like, the prom dresses that the girls are wearing now.
Yeah.
Like, our prom dresses look like prom dresses. It wasn't about showing skin. It wasn't about having your butt out and your titties out. And if you got it, flaunt it. Just do it in a, I don't know, it should be a balance.
I think so too.
In a tasteful way. Yeah. And I think this might be old school, because then the rebuttal can be, what if you never get married? But, like, some things, like the picture you showed us with her whole ass out, like, save that for your man. I'm not saying your husband, but your man or your partner, to make that exciting. You know, like.
So, question. Her boyfriend was there. Right? Her boyfriend
was there other men there?
Yes. There's always other men there. My question is, and we're not men, we don't know how they think, but put yourself in a man's shoes. Like, how comfortable are we with our girlfriends, wives, posting everything on social media, or even going out in public for everybody to see? What type of man does it take to date somebody like that? Are we saying somebody that's very secure?
No, I think it's if she was like that when you met her, don't expect her to change it.
That's fair.
And that's what people are like, if you're gonna date a baddie, don't be mad because she's a baddie now that you got her, because that's who she was when you met her. You got with her because that's who she was.
Isn't that kind of like what happened with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West?
Yes. Yeah. And he changed her whole, like, wardrobe and the way she dressed, and he was upset at the picture she's posting. And it's like, Kim Kardashian been posting these pictures.
Well, yeah, and then he made her be sexier. Right. Like, he wanted her to be sexier.
He called it art.
Yeah. Yes. And it what, like, and he changed her life in essence, because she was judged a lot of times for it. But she changed, like, everybody else's, and it does give you a certain sense of confidence where it was like, okay, my man is okay with this. Yep. I'm making money off of it. Buku money off of it. And I'm in the best shape. I'm the most comfortable with my body. And as women, it's hard to be. That's why it's like hard for me, because for women it's very hard to be comfortable with your body.
Yeah.
And if you're comfortable enough with it to show it, then like
it's like, oh,
then like you don't want to do anything that'll like kind of take that.
Yeah.
Because like, sis, I really don't want to see your ass out. Like,
no,
for real.
I don't necessarily want to. And then I remember my mom telling me, because I was gonna wear something, and I think I was still in high school. And she was saying, don't wear something where you have to put, or don't act a certain way, or wear something where you have to make your man defend you, or like you put your man in a hard situation where he has to defend you.
I think about that a lot.
And so I'm like, that's true.
Yeah.
You know, but I was 17, 18 when she gave me that advice. And you know, sometimes you gotta get a little, you gotta turn it up a little bit more than one time. But then what? Because if a man, and I agree, no one should come disrespectfully, but I do think you have to know their intentions are not the purest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that, and history would just show you that. Either.
And some women, their intentions like they go out because this is what I want. Period. Like if you can't provide that, then I'm good. If you're looking for something more, then I ain't got it to give you.
Yeah.
Because that's also changed with this generation. I feel like we grew up in I want to be in a relationship, you know, looking for the one, waiting for the one, and these girls are like, I can have you, and your friend.
And I don't care.
And I don't care. And y'all don't know. It's not a secret.
I was about to say.
Yeah, it's not a secret.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. My mom used to say that, you know, just leave something to be desired. And so for me personally, like I'm shapely and I've had a behind. I get uncomfortable knowing people are looking at my butt. So even right now, I got on some biker shorts. This shirt comes down over my butt. That's how I'm going to dress.
Yeah.
So I think just because that aspect of it too, it's just so shocking to get on social media and see people openly. And then the girls are just cheering them on. Like, yes, you better. It's given. I'm like,
but I think I feel like we also grew up in a very like traditional setting where we all went to private school. We live in a very like wealthy area, so it's for us seeing that is not a regular thing. Where it could be somebody from another part of the country, that's their regular because that's how they grew up. That's what they saw. It was like, okay, your auntie going out with her tits out, or she's got a fishnet. Ain't new. You know,
but it was just, I hate to say this, but it was just for the exotic dancers. Like nobody was wearing fishnets as waiting in line to get into the club.
Well, we don't know that.
Oh.
We ain't in Memphis.
Or in Atlanta.
We're in Atlanta. Like that's just not the area that we grew up in. I feel like here it's very a lot of people are reserved, and I feel like that shapes our mindset about like clothing and what's acceptable and not acceptable. Kind of like the whole bonnet situation, or you know, like I feel like people, or maybe because we live so close to DC, it's kind of like you have to present a certain way in order to be respected, and that's what has been instilled in us.
Yeah.
But it might be different in somewhere else. Like people wear cowboy boots in the regular. Somebody's walking around Maryland in cowboy and we say like, "What you got on?"
It's like I wear boots and ass. And then I do understand like the hype, because we would hype ourselves up, and then it's like if I drop,
I wouldn't be friends with somebody who dressed like that, because I do think, unfortunately, and this has happened to me before, that birds and feathers flock together. I had gotten bad attention from somebody I hung out with because of how she carried herself.
Yeah.
So I'm not going out with somebody with their whole butt out. I ain't hyping none of that up. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I was like, I've definitely been there before.
I was saying like if I had serious body issues and you and I had talked about them, and I finally I worked out, I ate right, and I got my body to a space, and I got my mind right, and not necessarily that I would wear that, but if I was in that space, you would hype me up. I
would, but then my question is like, what did you get in shape for? For everybody to cheer you on and give you attention, or for yourself to feel good about yourself?
For myself to feel good about myself, but as my friend, you're going to cheer me on. That's what I mean.
Oh, you're saying, you're not talking about it, I would cheer you on if you stepped outside the house or something like that.
No, just in general.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or like, remember when my goal, I want to wear midriff. I just want to wear midriff. And granted, my midriff was it was probably 2 inches of skin showing, but I was very excited to have that.
And look bomb.
Right. So like that, no, I can't see me wearing that.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
Like I would send y'all a picture, because I'm like, I done made dinner for my husband. I'm not even gonna say husband, but like my man or whatever. And it's a vibe. But
I went
like
to a beach.
or to a beach,
on the beach.
Or like vacation. Like that to me is vacation.
Fine.
That's not rooftop in my apartment.
No.
Time and place for everything.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That.
And I think what frustrates me too is so it's another young lady who's always posting pictures like that, and then she'll post screenshots of the DM that she get like, "You all are so thirsty."
What was the expectation? And then it's like if you don't get any attention, they take the picture down.
Yes.
If they don't get a DM, they don't get attention, then they take the picture down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like re-upload it another time, and it's just like,
yeah, I don't know.
What like your esteem? I'm not gonna say your self-esteem, but your esteem will be shot if nobody hits you up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you want them to do? Or block them. Like, don't even allow them to follow you if that's not the type of attention you want.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's very annoying to me.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. But then when I was listening to you all's episode, I was like, maybe I'm just too old for social media. Because that is the wave right now. We just missed the Kylie Jenner era by the skin of our teeth.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank the Lord Jesus Christ.
So
I don't think I could have said my mother would have never.
No.
And I think about some of the things that we used to wear that might have been like, ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not even.
Not
It's not
even
even
close.
touching it.
Doesn't
Not even
touch it.
close.
It's not even touching it.
Yeah, I just think social media is a weird place because that's all you see compared to like my sister doesn't dress like she's never been the type. She will wear a 90s type baggy jeans and a midriff.
Yeah.
And that is as far as her thing will go.
But
it just depends on who's on social media.
And girls like that don't get the most attention.
Right.
So why, if what you're looking for is attention, of course you're gonna wear that.
Ass out.
I just want to know the conversation her man had.
I don't know, because that is just the norm for her. It's either that or something sheer with the nipple showing, and he's always there.
And I have a shirt that's sheer.
Okay.
And I can't.
I have a sheer shirt too, but I wear like it's black sheer and I wear a black bra.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I put it on without like a bra on, and I'm like, could we get away with it? I'll put a bra on. I'll put a bra on.
So y'all said some things are okay for vacation.
Yes.
Y'all are gonna be so mad I'm showing y'all this because I just realized that you all know this person, but
I think I already know. Oh.
No top? There's no top on.
Oh.
Just the bottom.
You know what? For me,
I'm on vacation.
I am not a person to just have my nips out, period.
But let me just say what it is for those who obviously didn't see it. It's a fishnet dress.
Like cover up
with just bottoms on. Okay.
Yeah, I've never been the type of person that just has my nips out without anything. Like, I might go braless under a t-shirt, but not something that you could see everything. So that's not for me.
Okay.
Then I think it's different breasts for different stuff.
I don't
have the breasts
because you're not going to see my nipples unless you look up under me. So, yeah.
Me too.
So, yeah, absolutely.
So, and like, I couldn't pull that off, but I'm also not going to wear something like that.
Yeah.
Without I'm not unless I'm at like a nude beach.
Yeah.
Like if it's appropriate for I'm not gonna be walking around the resort.
Depends on the setting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm always are there kids here? Like kind of like when we went on a cruise and it's like, yeah, I want to wear this like small swimsuit, but I'm also like, okay, there's children here or teenagers or people's grandparents, and I've always, respect your elder type of like.
Yeah.
Don't
now if it's like an adult only type of situation, then you're gonna get some skin.
I still wouldn't do all that. So for me, also along the lines of Jamie, adult only, I am very cautious about not disrespecting people's marriages, and I'm not going to walk in front of married men with all my breasts out. I'm just not going to, because I don't want somebody doing that to my married man. Yeah. And I trust him, and I know he's going to do his best to. But men we all have eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And men are visual beings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's at times too much, but.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'm not prude. I'm just from a different generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we might, and I think we're older now, and it's just the things we used to. I'm sure there are things that the generation before us that we used to do. Okay. They'd be like, I would never do that.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're on like my birthday dress. My dad was like, "You look so cute," but also my baby's body's on the internet, and I'm like,
yeah. And your birthday dress wasn't even that.
Yeah, I was like, probably the picture because you could see my leg, but I was like, I've also been to Carnival.
And all your back was out on your birthday dress too,
Yeah.
right?
It was like the front was covered, the back was out, and then had to slit. But I was like, I've also been at Parade and and even that for them, because we're not a Caribbean like a family that's traditional for, it was kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
But okay.
Yeah. So would you all dress one way as a single, confident woman loving your body, and then get in a relationship and dress different, or pretty much it's just even kill? How you dress is how you dress.
I feel like when I'm talking to somebody, I actually dating somebody, I actually I dress better when I'm dealing with them than I do when I'm single. I'm kind of.
But is it like you get cuter, or is it like when you're single, are you willing to be a little bit more risky, and then when you're in a relationship, it tones down? Or
I think I did do that.
Okay.
I think I was more riskier when I was single, and then when I got into a relationship,
Was that intentional?
I think initially it was not. No, initially it was.
It was.
And then it became like non-intentional. I just wanted to be respectful. But I don't think I would do that again. Like how I'm dressing is how I'm gonna dress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because how I dress is what attracted you to me. And like we always say, there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to be like super sexy and you know, but like for me, I can dress like I'm going out to a party, I can dress for a wedding, I can dress for church, I can dress to chill.
Yeah.
Like, but if I wanna go somewhere, have my titties out, I'm gonna have my titties out.
I'm aware, and I want to wear what I want to wear because I bought it because it made me happy. Like I bought it because I was like, oh, this is cute, and I want to wear it. It might be I don't go too crazy, so I don't foresee
right. Like I don't go too crazy, but sometimes I think I might want to.
Yeah, sometimes there's a little what's it, monkey on your back? It's like
Yeah.
Wear it.
And sometimes I do. So I bought one of the lace tops where you don't put anything under it, but I just wasn't comfortable. So I put a little something under it just to cover the nipples, and I just was more comfortable. But I thought about just wearing it. I heard the monkey, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's like I've had lace bodysuits, and it's depending on what the color is. I'm like, okay, or I'll have like a sweater. Sweater on.
Yeah.
Until the drinks start flowing, and it's like, all right, we're here.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Okay. All right. So I feel better about that because I was like, I might need to get off social media because that's most of what I see, and I sit here just confused all day long. But okay. So now I want to kind of direct our attention back to 1 year of a sip and a shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a time. It's 52 minutes in.
Wow.
Yeah. When I sat back down, we were 45, and I was like, where did that happen?
Yeah. Well, I had 3 things I wanted to discuss, and this is thing 3. So,
okay.
So a year, and actually a little over a year, because your 1 year was when I came the first time. So the first question I have is, when you first set out to start this podcast and you envisioned how it was going to go, did year 1 go as you envisioned? Or give me some feedback on how year 1 meant compared to the expectations.
I didn't have like specific expectations. I just want, like, as far as money is concerned, as far as following is concerned, I knew we would have like great content, and I knew that we would have we would put, like, my expectation was to just keep putting stuff out. And, you know, have conversations, laugh, like let off some stress, some steam, all of that. So I didn't have any expectation. It's kind of like exceeded my expectations, just like knowing that people actually listen to what we say, and not just like our friends, but people we don't know. Like, we've had commenting on some of the things that we've said. I was like, this is so great. So yeah, it kind of exceeded in that sense for me.
It was the same. It was kind of like, okay, we're just gonna do this thing, and it's just gonna be something that we're doing.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the amount of work that it is.
Yeah.
Like the time commitment.
Yeah.
But it did do better than I thought, because I remember we were like, nobody's gonna listen to us, and we're kind of annoying. It was like, our voices are annoying. This is ridiculous. Nobody's gonna want to listen to us. And then it'll be like, oh, okay, you're actually following us, or you're actually listening to what we're saying, no matter how foolish it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, better than expected.
Better than expected.
Better than expected.
We do have, like, we talked about our newer goals.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like our goals for the podcast. And I don't think we put a time on it, but we know kind of like where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and I think because we kind of went into it, you know, some people get into podcasts to be like this is going to be my only source of income. This is going to, and some people do it for fun. And I think because we're doing it for fun, the work part is like, oh God, we got, like, I'll wake up at midnight like, oh my God, I didn't listen to the episode and send this to Jamie, like, because Jamie doesn't go to sleep till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning anyway. So like, let me just send this, she'll forgive me later and it will be done. But it's, yeah, I don't know, it succeeded. It just having different conversations with my friends has been great. Like, I like Kellie will send me voice notes and she's like, should I save this? I was like, yeah, let's save this one and we'll talk about this.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, I understand that you all are doing this for fun, although this is good enough where you could take other avenues, but hey, do what you want to do. But what is, like, your dream achievement for A Sip in the Shot? I don't know if it's, being on BET or something. What is your dream?
What is your? I definitely didn't think about BET. What is it? The live show thing?
It's the live show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna say we.
Yes.
We want to have a live, like, not studio audience, not here, but like Constitution Hall. That's a small little spot that used to be in DC. I don't think it's called Constitution Hall anymore.
I thought it was.
Yeah. And like have our sip and our shot, like all of our audience, get them at the bar. They take a sip and a shot with us. Like, we have a DJ. We have like new up and coming podcasters or singers or, you know, performers, and we do just like an hour and a half episode, like live episode with people like laughing, asking questions. Like that would be, for me, I don't know.
Yeah, that's on
our goal.
Yeah, and it's like we've written out stuff for it at that time. But you know, COVID kind of changed.
Yeah, COVID kind of changed things, but
so people are not driving to work or wherever they normally listen to podcasts. They're kind of just like, okay, well, this is something we still want to do, and we'll figure out
how to do it. Yeah.
That's so crazy. I had a dream last night. I've been having really weird dreams, but I was talking to some people on my job, and they were talking about a plan that they came up with for like their career. And I was like, that's so good, because the Bible says, like, write your vision, make it plain. So hearing you all say that, I'm like, wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like y'all have had a really great year. But I want to know, and this is because, so I started a business myself, but then it was overcome by other events or whatever. But I know that there were times where I had some doubts. I really questioned how well my product was going to be received. I questioned, like, my ability to actually put out something good. Have you all had any struggles with fears or doubts? And if so, how did you overcome those to keep on going?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely a yes.
Yes. We so when we started our podcast, we recorded probably like 8 different episodes, 8 or 9 episodes. And we just took our time. We probably recorded them in a span of like a month or month and a half. And once we finally got like our account open, like figured out how to actually get your podcast on different podcasting sites, we were sitting at my computer like, oh shit, are we getting ready to do this?
We're going to put this out.
Like, we're going to put some of our craziest moments that our parents didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Our thoughts on things, because we do live in a generation where, and then the other fear was like, we live in a generation where everyone thinks that everyone cares about what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we going to become a part of that? You know? And I was like, we're going to do it, let's just do it, post.
Yeah.
Like, it was like that.
A rip the Band-Aid off type of thing, which I feel like we do with a lot of stuff, like even YouTube. It was kind of just like, all right, we're just going to, we should record this, like we should do video for this.
Yeah.
Are we really going to sit up here and not have like our makeup done and just look any type of way? Yeah. We're just going to go for it, and then people, if they want to watch it, they'll watch it. But it was something that we just ripped the Band-Aid off and was like, all right, well, let's try it. The worst that can happen is people don't like it.
Yeah. And a lot of people were saying, I wish I could see your face.
Yes.
When you talked about this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that's another reason why we wanted to do that. We wanted to create more content. We wanted, just to get our name out there some more. But it was, I'm like, we're we're not even those girls, and we don't hang around those girls who need to have a beat face every day. Like, that's just not even us. And the premise of our podcast is to be, you're sitting like this with your homegirls, with some friends, just talking and having a drink.
Yes.
So we're not going to put, will we get dressed up? Yes. Will we have fun? Yes. Will we make a TikTok? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the foundation of our podcast is being able to just sit and shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there were a lot of like fearful moments.
Oh.
It was,
man.
yeah, they're just like, let's just do it. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
People not like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was, and the other thing is, because you have your small business by yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's like the two of us, like, just kind of feeding off of each other, like, encourage, like, we can do this. It'll be fine. Let's just do it. It'll be fine. And for you, it's like, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Couple more questions. I've just been really wondering these things, and you actually did a perfect segue. So I want to ask Veronica this and Jamie this, but one thing that you either admire the most about the other throughout this whole process, or one strength that you feel like the other one has throughout this whole process?
For me, Jamie is very, like, the party planner. She's very, like, methodical. So it's work, because I feel like I'm more of a free spirit in that sense. Like, I can come up with what we're going to talk about, but Jane will make sure, like, our podcast is updated. Our email is checked. Like, she's really good at that. And also the editing of the videos. Like, that, the way she pulls that shit together, I'm like, oh my God. And, you know, it would be great. And at the beginning, she was, like, cutting different videos, like, different clips. And then in more research, it's better to kind of like just let a full clip play out versus just adding smaller ones.
Okay.
So that's you've been.
So y'all been learning as you go.
Definitely.
And she got that MacBook. Yeah. That just opened up a whole new.
Yeah. I was like, let's just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
go
for it.
And she's like she's a good sparring partner.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She gets on my nerves. I was like, you don't mean that. That's not a real statement from you, but okay. That's fine. I guess Veronica's definitely the creative person, like with the whole Reels and TikTok thing. Like, that is not something that I am gonna do, but she has always been a camera. I'm gonna set the scene. The vibe is gonna be what the vibe is. And so I really appreciate that about her. And then also the listening to the podcast, because I do not listen to it. And I know it's a lot of work. And I'll be like, you got to sit and listen to us for like an hour and some change. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I don't know that I always have time to do that. Yeah. Even when I do the videos, I'm like, chop.
Yeah.
Throw it on there. And let's go.
Okay.
But I feel like it's brought out different aspects of us and like has shown us different things about each other. So yeah, it's been cool.
I think I realized Jamie's more quiet than I thought she ever was.
She's quiet, but what she has to offer is like...
It's like, yes.
That's good.
And I think it's just like brought like more of her... Because like I get the crazy Jamie all the time, but a lot of people don't. Yeah. So I think it just brings...
I was trying to tell people that.
I've seen crazy Jamie.
I was like, I'm very shy when I'm like not comfortable around certain people. Like, but then, other than that, I'm like, okay. Yeah. But nobody was like, you're not shy. And I'm like,
but we've been in all types of situations. I can't remember crazy Jamie, but it's probably because I just wasn't.
You're crazy, Kellie.
Yeah. Okay.
It was.
And I'm usually the one that's like, okay, let me get this together. We gotta get ourselves together here.
Okay, last two questions. So, there's a young black woman, but I'm gonna say black, a young black woman that is really interested in stepping out on a dream that she has. She's not sure, like we just talked about, how it's gonna be received. She's nervous to rip the Band-Aid off. What are you all saying to these young black women who want to start a business, want to start some sort of, what do you call it? Not a hobby, but I don't know. What would you consider this? You said this is just for fun.
Like passion
project. What is your advice for getting started? And then also, let me ask you this. Is it harder to get started or is it harder to keep going? So I'm sorry, that was 2 questions in one.
Okay, so my advice is, oh my God, I feel like I have to take it. It's just to do it. That's a conversation for a different day. But just to do it, and it's hard. It's harder to get started because once you start and you see like A, what needs to go into it, B, how great you are already at it, then you just want to keep going because you were like, I waited so long for this.
Wow.
Like I could have been done this. So once you start, it's like once you push a ball down the hill, it's hard to like push that boulder down the hill, but once it's down, it's gone.
It's gone, yeah. Okay.
So
I was like, and I'm the opposite, where it's not hard for me to start things, it's hard for me to like continue
Me too.
doing it, where it's just like, I don't feel like doing this today, so I'm not. And then you get out the habit, and I feel like it's very easy to be like, oh, I can put this off, I can put this off, I can put it off. But if it's something that you really want, you just gotta set a schedule. Because I feel like people have asked me about podcasts, and I'm like, it's a lot of work. I was like, but if you set a schedule and stick to the schedule, like we did Sundays, and it's like, okay, you know, on Sundays, we're going to tell everybody that this is the recording day.
Podcast Sundays,
It's like, don't ask me to do anything. We can make exceptions if we need to, but it's kind of like hard, I feel like, sometimes to keep going. Because I know we've been like, oh, we got to drink. Like, we got to record. Like, what are we even going to talk about? And then you just sit down and you turn it on for the camera, and
sometimes you're gonna get like this was a struggle to get here today, but I think the whole part of podcasts is people get to know you. Like this isn't a character, this is who we are. You know? So
pray about it and go for it.
Yeah. Nice. And realizing that you're gonna get support. And we've been blessed with great friends and family who support us. But then we've also gotten support from people we've never met before. Yeah. So you're going to get support.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. So congratulations on year 1.
Thank you, girl.
Whatever you are able to actually share with us, what can we expect from year 2?
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Just more content.
More episodes, more YouTube videos, more drinks. Which is so hard. That's the other hard part about having a podcast. Around
especially when you don't like certain things. Like Veronica doesn't like coffee, and I was out last night and I was like, this espresso martini is hitting, and we would do coffee.
I don't like vodka or coffee, so an espresso martini is just not.
Yeah, I was like, we don't like vodka, so we don't use it often. But I'm like, at some point we're gonna have to take that L and drink vodka.
And we do.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. Or it'd be like cucumber and drink, and I hate bananas, and it's just like there's so many freaking things that you're like, okay, we had gin for 3 weeks, can't do gin again today. And a recipe book. We'll put that out there. We're gonna say it
so it happens. Yeah. I know one of Kellie's ideas early on is to do like a tasting room, and to have all of our like sips and shots out. So we
better charge us for that because y'all put in work making this stuff. It ain't no freebies.
Listen,
that's why you get the ads.
We do wanna like start selling merchandise, but I'm always like when I think about wedding favors, I'm like, I don't want anything with your name on it. You know, like
trying to come up with something that's not gonna be,
and that everyone will be open to using. You know?
That you could actually put on.
That you can actually use. So
excited.
It's coming. More listeners, more followers.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking.
I will say another piece of advice is that I had to get this off of Clubhouse. Like, it was a podcasting thing. And they were like, it's very easy to get caught up in checking the numbers and seeing how you're doing and comparing yourself. But it'll come when it's gonna come, and that the numbers don't really, like, as long as you're having a good time doing whatever you're doing, you might not have 1,000 followers. You're not gonna get, like, the growth that you are thinking people get on social media quickly, or in podcasting, on YouTube or whatever, but you just keep chugging along. And because I remember we like our videos were getting like 100 views, like 500 views. It's like really exciting. Yeah. And one time we got over 7,500 views, and we were
shocked.
Literally calling each other screaming.
Like on the
It
real.
was random.
It was so random. And it wasn't even a video we recently put out.
It was like an old video out of nowhere. And it's just like, my phone is blowing up.
Yeah.
With, it's like, 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 3,500 views. And I'm like, did you post something today?
Like, no.
What did you do?
And that's like, we got a bunch of
What
followers.
do those moments do for y'all?
It makes you excited because you like we do work hard on like finding recipes, especially for our drink reels. We find the recipes, we figure out how we want it to look, taking the pictures, like all of that takes a while.
It's strategic.
It's strategic, and to see people like it, watch it, like it, and then try to make it like. So then we have people making our drinks.
Yes,
like that was like, oh shit! Like people see what we're doing.
That for real.
For real.
Wow.
And I mean, it does also we can't be lazy about it. Like the amount of times that we're like, oh, just a straight shot, and I'm like, we have to do a reel. Like we have to.
You don't just want to do a straight shot of Jackson. Like no.
I was like, I would. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
However, we don't have that content for that week, and that's just the L that we have to take.
Yeah. Wow. But we've been really good with having content every week.
Yeah.
Like having multiple different contents and just figuring out more things to do. And to me, it's fun, like doing TikToks. And at first she was like, DJ, we really gonna do a TikTok? I think our first TikTok was Savage. And we sat here for like an hour and a half figuring out the dance and doing it because I think this was the first month where I hadn't seen anyone.
Yep.
And she was like, okay. So we're like, I went for a walk and it was fun, but it's like it keeps your mind going. So yeah. She's my TikTok buddy.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a hard life. Somebody's got to do it.
You make it look easy. Yeah.
Especially with them reels.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna be a big pour.
But you didn't say a big pour.
Or the one that's coming out where I over poured. She's like, you filled it all the way up to the rim. You didn't say stop.
Yeah, I was here for you all creating one of the reels, and it's definitely not like a one take thing.
No.
So that's awesome.
It's an experience.
Yeah. Well, that was what I had. Yay! I appreciate you all having me back. And I really appreciate those words of encouragement. I know whoever listens is going to get a laugh from it, but I did too. So I really appreciate it. And I think it's awesome you all made it a year and you're just getting started. I'll catch y'all at Constitution Hall.
Yes.
I'll be good.
You'll be like backstage.
You know,
like you'll come backstage.
You know I will be.
This is also the creator of So Jayla when we were wearing our headbands.
Oh,
This is the creator.
And I definitely almost wore one today.
It's
like things are looking a little sexy.
I think mine are more the fall, winter ones. So
everything was fall, winter, but but thank you all for giving me something to aspire to. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for listening and encouraging us so much.
Always.
Right. Definitely been an encouragement, even when we're like, ain't nobody listening to this.
Right.
And then you'll pop up. Okay, so you said.
And I'll screenshot it and send it to Jamie.
Yeah.
She's like, yes! You have listeners!
Yeah. No, I'm tuned in.
We appreciate it, girl.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, this is our anniversary part 2. Thank you, Killer Kales, for doing this with us. You good, girl?
Yeah.
All right, it's VJ.
It's Jen.
And this is
A Sip